I'm like checking my light.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new broadcast of Larisa Gabu Show. This is a wonderful day. We're here in Norway on Sunday morning, and I have my guest, which is there in Seattle. And she's going to share with us about her experience. She's young, beautiful, energetic. I remember when I met her in Seattle. Welcome, Marie-Chris.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for welcoming me onto your show. It's an honor to be here. I am here in Washington State, living in Tacoma, Washington. Seattle is such a beautiful city, and it's also beautiful here too. And I just also want to say you're beautiful. Also, thank you for highlighting my story and the people that I represent. So thank you.
The honor is mine. I remember I met you in Seattle this year, Washington, during the Global Beauty Hour, and your story moved me when you won the hour and the Denise White hour, and I.
Wow, I don't even, for the Denise White Award, thank you so much for the opportunity. Oh, I don't want to cry. But, my platform is the Chosen Children Foundation in Bacoor, Cavite. There are over 2 million abandoned children living in the Philippines without a home, without anyone to love them. There are only 14,000 even registered for the Department of Social Welfare in the Philippines, leaving millions without someone to love them. And the Chosen Children's Village Foundation, what they do, and the Taloy Foundation, what they do is that they take care of children with disabilities, children who have been left in the trash, and they show them that they are valued and they are equal in dignity and integrity to any other child out there, and you've been chosen by God. And that is what the Chosen Children Village Foundation does, and they inspire me with their resilience. And I just am so grateful for the Denise White Award to share their story, and would love for you to connect with them and their stories of resilience, of, of how no matter where you come from, no matter what situation you have been born into, God will make a way for you. God has chosen you, and God has great plans in store for each and every one of us. So thank you. Thank you.
I knew that I'm going to get in touch with you again. And I remember we spoke a little bit when we're having the interview on before the hour show. But thank you so much for coming. You are an actress, an entrepreneur, a queen. Anyway, present yourself and let's start.
Thank you so much. So I do acting. I was just highlighted in a movie called Ten of Us. So Ten of Us is the story of the movie movers and shakers, the artists, the storytellers who are crafting the culture of our city. And to be in that movie alongside, the mayor of Tacoma, Congressman Marilyn Strickland, incredible artists like Christian Page, and people who are just growing in their craft and who are deeply rooted in their own personal identity and their own unique love for our city was just an honor. And to
Wonderful.
speak about how much I love Tacoma, not just because it's where I live or, where I find myself growing, it's where I find I, a safe place to express my own identity as a Filipino American and kind of, continue to craft that space also through that NGO, through Asia Pacific Cultural Center, creating a safe space for others to also find their home here in Tacoma and feel free, feel that freedom to express themselves.
Tell me how did you come to be an actress? I know how old are you? You are quite young and well, I used to tell you everywhere you're a model and but tell us when did you start acting and
I started in kindergarten, so in kind of like, Christmas, um, Christmas musicals, Christmas plays. So I also sing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I found my talent for singing as well as acting. But my confidence didn't really grow until I started doing pageantry. So even though I was talented really young, my mom would take me to auditions and I would like freeze in the screen and be like I wouldn't say anything. I would just like hold on to my mom and be like, okay, can we go home now? And now I'm totally confident and more so than I was before and able to kind of like hold my ground and
Okay.
do more acting, put myself out there and through pageantry really have those connections to do commercials and to do movies and to
Wow.
like it's nothing like super big, but it's still something that I would have never done or seen before if I hadn't stepped into that kind of world of pageantry.
Yes. About the pageantry, I saw you are also modeling. You are
Mm,
also modeling and yes, tell us about your NGO that you mentioned during the Global Beauty Award. Because you won the Dennis White Award. Tell us about it.
absolutely. It was such an honor. It was an honor to receive that award
Mm-hmm.
on behalf of the incredible work being done to address the over 2 million abandoned children living on the streets of the Philippines right now. So they don't have adult supervision. They don't have the Department of Social Welfare only has 16,000 children registered, but the overwhelming 2 million have no home,
Mm-hmm.
no one to love them. And uh, through my advocacy, I've been, working with several nonprofits like the Tuloy Foundation, that's a home for over 3,000 rescued street children. Um, and kind of like my own upbringing, where I was in a kind of Christ-centered education field where I got to do plays and all this other stuff and grow and
Mm-hmm.
feel that love of God. The Tuloy Foundation makes sure each child feels like an XO child, an extraordinary child, that
So,
even though you might not have parents or a traditional household to support you,
mm,
you are still chosen by God
yeah.
and you are still beloved and you have every opportunity ahead of you to live an extraordinary life that God gave you.
Ex-
And you would never you if you stepped onto this this campus,
mm,
you would not be able to see an abandoned child because they look so normal. They have
yeah.
clean clothes, they're smiling, they're laughing with their friends, they're reading books, because they're not allowed to have cell phones. They're always like out and about reading books, and some of them are my friends too. Like I get emotional thinking like some of my friends who are now chefs in New York are ballet ballerinas in a company in Germany
Mm,
were once homeless on the street as a child.
oh,
you know? And that's the honor I have of receiving that Denise White Award on
mm,
behalf of the incredible work being done,
mhm,
like at the Toloy Foundation,
yeah.
at Merit Excel Children's Home that cares for 17 children under 2 years old. That's not easy.
Oh,
And the Chosen Children's Village Foundation that takes care of 74 abandoned children living with disabilities and
mm,
is the only special needs abandoned child care facility in the country of the Philippines.
mm,
I sponsor an abandoned child named Sweet
mm,
Little PJ. He's cute. I've been sponsoring him for about 3 years now.
oh,
And I don't have any children yet, but being a child sponsor is one of the best things I've done in my life
I think
so
you
far, just to
will be a
be
wonderful
part.
mother. I believe so.
I hope so one day, and I hope to also adopt, like not, I want to biologically have kids too, but also I think it would be wonderful to adopt a child
Yeah.
and that joy bringing them
I
home and
love children. I'm a
you know,
kindergarten teacher by profession. I've been
oh,
working,
I love it.
yes, for
You have a
many
big
years.
impact. See, my kindergarten
For,
teacher put me
um,
into singing and acting. Now I could be.
I love children and I have two kids myself, and they are wonderful. They are angels from God, and they are
Amen.
blessings to the next generation. And I've seen you in Africa. Was it with the same organization? Tell us about it. And you were dancing
Oh
and
yeah, we get down. I was actually working as as a part of the US government at that time. So I was a volunteer essentially because my living wage
Mm,
was the same living wage as the village I lived in. So it's just enough to survive. It's a stipend. It's not a high paying job. I
mm.
lived in a mud hut with no running water
Oh,
or electricity. My bathroom was outside. It was a hole in the ground.
oh my
Like it was
God.
like that. I had a grass roof. I was afraid of snakes. I loved it though. I absolutely loved my time in Zambia.
That means
Which
you were carrying water on your head.
I
Oh
got
my
okay,
God.
so I will tell you right now that I went into this situation thinking I was gonna change the world. I'm gonna go, I was a student athlete in college, so I was like, I'm strong. And
Mm,
so I pick up that bucket of water,
mm.
I put it on my head, 20 liter. I almost break my neck. I first thing I was like, oh, like let me I dropped it. And it was so cute because it's a humbling experience to be humbled and to have to start with a small bucket on your
Exactly. You
as a
know,
grown woman, as an adult woman, a young adult, I was carrying a small bucket and all these little kids are
and
running
then you
around.
said just really to
All
true
of them
like
are like, oh, look at my bucket. It's like 20 liters and I'm like 5 years old. Why are you as a 20 something not able to carry a full bucket of 20?
yeah.
And I was like, I'm not strong enough yet. And the strength and what I felt through this experience through service is it changes me more than what I thought about you. It was so humbling because like you learn the value of trust because the village that you live in, they
Mhm,
trust you with the knowledge, and that is an honor. Like
mhm.
this position that we have right now to tell these stories, to
Yes.
receive an award on behalf of the work being done on the ground to make a difference.
Yeah.
It's an honor and a privilege, and I don't take it lightly that we have a responsibility like what you're doing to
Mhm.
tell these stories in a way that honors that narrative. And I learned a lot, not just how to carry a bucket
No,
of
I
water.
know. I'm from Cameroon and I came to Europe. I was already a very grown-up woman. I was 30-year old, almost 16 years ago when I came here. And my whole childhood, I've carried bucket again and again on my head.
Stay
I know
strong.
the snake. I
Stay
know the
stronger.
spider. You wake up in the morning and you have two spider,
The
mouse
spiders.
looking at you, and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that was when sometimes village for us is like going to the cottage here. So it's a normal life. But when you come here and see, wow, there are people who've never experienced that, it makes something with you also. And even though in Europe they have other way of like struggling, but it's not the same thing until you experience it. And it's
yeah.
built in us a spirit of survivors.
Mhm.
So it's easy to survive when we come here. We can survive the snow. We can survive not eating enough for a week. And you've been there. And I see
Yeah.
your strength and courage in life comes also from all the experience you have. And that's why I think you give so much and you have so much love. And you are worth focusing on because you are an inspiration for the people now and for the next generation. Many young adults are very discouraged and think they need to be maybe in Seattle or born in a certain family to experience things, but you choose to go down there because you wanted more to learn because of your heart. And this is awesome. I want you to tell us about the pageantry. How is it now? I've been following your Instagram. As I say, you are everywhere. Sometimes it's film, sometimes modeling, sometimes it's tell us about the modeling, the
Keep them on their toes.
pageantry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, the cool thing about being in modeling is it's acting, it's acting. You are trusted with a brand, you're trusted by the photographer, you're trusted
Yeah.
by the makeup artist. They pour so much work into you, and you
Okay.
have to perform. You
Mm.
perform on that stage, on the runway, at a commercial shoot, you work with other models, and you
Yes.
make a dream, a vision come to life.
Maricres Castro. Commissioner Castro serves her community as part of the City of Tacoma Commission for Immigrant and Refugee Affairs. She's an advocate for sustainable fashion and the Earth Day Network Youth Ambassador.
And I love that. And the time commitment isn't usually that long as compared to acting. It's, you know, um,
Mm.
but it's wonderful because what I've loved the most about even with pageantry is
Mm.
being able to work with a lot of small business owners,
Okay.
especially women-owned businesses, BIPOC-owned businesses, Black, Indigenous, people of color,
Mm-hmm.
veteran-owned businesses, and be this vessel or this beacon
Mm-hmm.
that people can look at and see their work and see it's gorgeous, it's worthy, it's
Mm.
worth your time, it's worth listening to their story and their passion. And I don't know, it makes me carry myself a certain way when I know I'm wearing my city or my community
Mm.
on my sleeves or in my heart, literally like through jewelry or through a shirt or things like that.
Oh,
So it's wonderful to be able to tell a story.
exactly. Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. And what is your next move? Because it's it's you just like a plane, suddenly you're here, suddenly you're a very busy lady. So what is
Yes,
actually the update now? Give us the
we
direct news, the clean one.
yes. Yes. So I have recently been appointed to a new government position as
Oh,
a charter review committee. So for the city of
congratulations.
Tacoma. And I had to do a lot of reading on this because I was reached out to by a city council member to be
Mm.
his appointee. So they're allowed to appoint one person to
Okay.
trust to sit on this committee with them. And what the charter review does is it reviews from top to bottom every level of government of how governance is conducted in the city. So
Okay.
it's kind of like uh, how we work, and it's kind of exciting, but also a little scary because I feel like I'm stepping into like a big role.
Politics.
Yeah, because they only do this every 10 years. So what we decide now
Wow.
well, another 10 years from now, they're going to take a look and be able to revisit it. So over the next couple of months, I'll be focused on that. And I really feel like I'm really trying to grow in my understanding of the law and what I can accomplish through these positions of influence that have been entrusted to me as a commissioner for immigrant and refugee affairs,
Yes.
working to amplify the voices and the issues of our community, like what's happening in outside of our city, yes, but are still part of our Washington immigrant and refugee community. Like
Mhm.
there's over 400 asylum seekers right now in Tulalip that um, they declared a state of emergency
Mhm.
at that one church that received 400 asylum seekers, mostly from, I believe it's uh, Angola, the Congo, and Venezuela. And so, what can we do as a community to to answer that call for? They came to that church
Mhm.
looking for hope, for help. And again, we have that responsibility not just to be that beacon saying, come here,
No.
but when you come here, we receive you with open arms and
Okay.
we do something to help welcome you in to our community
Mhm.
and make sure you're treated with dignity and respect
Mhm.
that you deserve. Uh, I believe it's a part of everyone's human dignity. And I had to, thank incredible teachers like my kindergartner teacher, Mrs. West. Like you are a kindergarten teacher right
Wow.
now, and the values that you instill at such a young age impact us for life.
Mm. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. I do believe you are not stepping into politics by accident. We need
Yep.
young people who have experience and willingness and who work with their heart. I live in Norway and I once was in politics and I know what it is. And
Mhm.
I think they gave you this position because they see the potential. and you can do it. I believe that you can do it. And what I'm thinking is, how can people get in touch with you if they want to follow you and say something about it?
Yes, you can get in touch with me on Instagram, like us. So you can follow me. My handle is at, Marmar, Marmar Castro, Castro. So Marmar Castro.
Mhm.
Also on Twitter, and I don't really use it as much. Also on LinkedIn, with my name, Maricres Castro, or on Facebook, Maricres Valdez Castro. So that's the best way to reach me. It's been such an honor to be on your show and to just be able to tell the story, to talk a little bit about myself and the amazing communities we have here.
Yeah, wonderful. And I'm so honored. And I know I'm going to see you probably next year at the Global Beauty Award. I'm coming, by God grace.
Yes, me too. Been nominated for an award. Uh, most patriotic. So we'll see how that goes.
Yes, that's awesome. So I think this time then we're going to take a lot of picture and make maybe a video live together there. That would be more, Thank you so much for
Oh my
coming
gosh, I would
and
love that. Yeah.
you're welcome. I know it's very late there. It's what time is it now? In
It's 12:47 a.m., but I'm a night owl, so it's okay.
Wow, awesome. Here is morning time, so 9:47 in the morning a.m. And thank you so much for coming. And you are welcome back. That's what I know.
Oh,
And
thank you.
probably it will be directly in Seattle that I'm going to introduce you again. And
Oh, thank you.
have a blessed Christmas. And thank you for coming. See you next year.
Yes.
Bye.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye.